Black Friday cruise deals could save you thousands, but you need to know 5 booking strategies that the cruise lines don't advertise. Some of the best deals start now, before Black Friday even gets here. And some deals are not what they pretend to be. Watch out for number 5. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, bringing you fresh cruise advice and money-saving strategies. Now let's get started. Most cruise lines test the waters when it comes to deals prior to Black Friday. They're trying to see what works and what doesn't work because Black Friday is really a big sales time for them. They're trying to see if people are jumping at these deals or they need to change up their strategy a little bit, and they do this in the weeks prior to Black Friday. So you don't necessarily have to wait until Black Friday to get a great deal. If you do find a great deal prior to Black Friday, the earlier you book it, the better position you're in, because as we're going to talk about later, most cruise lines will match future discounts if the price goes down, and you'll be in the front of the line when it comes to picking cabins and itineraries. All cruise lines have an email list that you can sign up for as well. They're going to email you every time there's a new sales or promotion, and they're going to email you ahead of time certain Black Friday deals as well, so you'll be prepared. And for the cruising industry, the biggest sale time for Black Friday isn't just one day. It usually runs actually before Thanksgiving, sometimes the Tuesday before, until Cyber Monday. So it's almost a week long. Now, when you look on these sites, you're always going to see these countdowns for limited time offers on their promotions. Pay no attention to that. These timers run out and they wait a day and they reissue another sale almost with the same terms. It's just a tool to try to force people into making that reservation now, but do your research, and if you need an extra couple days, you're not likely to lose that deal. And even if you couldn't pull the trigger to purchase before the Black Friday sale ends, you're going to see that within a couple days or a week, the cruise lines are going to try this promotion again. They might call it something else. They might even call it Black Friday Extended, but it's going to have almost the same deals and the same promotions. If you're looking for a popular itinerary or a popular cruise ship, let's say Icon of the Seas, okay, if you see that price go down with a good Black Friday deal, book it right away. When they offer a cut-in price, those cabins are going to sell out in matters of hours. So you want to get ahead of the game and book it right away so you get the time, the date, and the cabin you want. And don't worry, you won't have buyer's remorse because of this next strategy. When I book a cruise, I continue monitoring that price for weeks and months sometimes after I booked it. And the reason is because most cruise lines will price match. That is, you give them a call, you say, hey, you offered a better deal on this cruise, can I get that price? And usually the answer will be yes. There are some times when it doesn't work, but it's always worth a try because 95% of the time, you'll get a break on the price. So booking early doesn't hurt you. If you find that cruise you like and you got a good deal, just book it. Now, price comparison up front is a good idea. So if you're ready to book and you know what you want, make sure you screenshot that price that you found and check a couple other sites. If you found it on the cruise line, then check a couple of independent travel agents. Find that cruise on there and see if the price matches or if they're offering some additional incentives that the cruise line isn't, or vice versa, because everything's not equal in the cruising industry. Sometimes cruise lines have better deals than you will find on travel agency sites, and sometimes travel agencies will offer incentives beyond what the cruise lines offer, and you want to really get the most out of your deal. So once you book, how often should you check? Well, one expert online says check every morning for 8 weeks after you book. And that's a little bit crazy. If you check once a week or twice a month, you'll probably find a lower price if there's going to be one, because checking in a weekly or bi-weekly frequency is going to hit all the ups and downs of cruise line sales cycles. If there is a lower price to be had, you'll find it within a month or two. But getting the best deal on the base price of your cruise is just the beginning. There is a strategy I always use to get the best value for my cruise. I'm going to tell you all about that next, but first I want to know, what cruise line are you thinking of going on next? Put it in the comments below. Last year, about this time, I booked a cruise with Norwegian, and I paid about $2,200 for a cruise valued at about $4,500. I'm going to tell you why and show you, because this year I found a similar deal, so they're still offering this promotion. What I did is I got the basic discount off the cruise fare, which was about 40%, and that's not hard to find most times throughout the year. Cruise lines will go on and off with sales like this. Okay, but that wasn't really where the value came in. They threw in a free drink package for this 7-day cruise. And as you can see here on the screen, they're charging you $199 per person. And yeah, it's kind of a scam because they're adding in what they say are gratuities. Sounds a bit high for me, but a drink package for $199 that would normally, if I bought it outright, cost about $600. That's a huge savings right there, and you got to multiply that times the 2 adults in your room, and we are traveling with a child that time, so he had a drink package too, although be it a minor package, and he paid nothing for it. And then on top of that, they threw in a dining package. Now, as you can see here, they're adding in gratuities, which they do. It's a little sneaky, but for the dining package, paying $60 a person in gratuities is nothing, because you're getting 3 specialty dining venues out of that, which if you pay the market price for that is going to be around $150 to $180 a person, depending on where you go. So it is a great deal because they add in all of this value. Plus, I got an onboard credit of $200 for the stateroom. So you add all that stuff up, it's a huge savings. The best cruisers stack these deals. Find the promotions that are not only cutting the price on the cruise sailing, because they're all doing that, but also adding in extras that normally you have to pay a lot more for. I didn't even mention the Wi-Fi. On that cruise, I had Wi-Fi for free included for each person, which would have been another about $350 to $400 had I bought it outright. And really pay attention to those onboard credits, because some cruise lines will offer between $200 and even $500 of an onboard credit per stateroom. That can buy you a couple shore excursions, treatments in the spa. There's a lot you can do with that. Now, there is something to note about this. Most of the time when they're throwing in a free drink package, they're not cutting the price of the cruise as much as they otherwise would be. The value of having all these things added on is greater if you would use them anyway. If not, then you're best off looking for a different kind of deal that just cuts that room price and you don't care about any of the frills. And do you know which cruise line offers the best deals? In my experience, it's real easy to tell. You've got Royal Caribbean, you've got Norwegian, and MSC, all 3 competing for offering the best deals. Now, as your bottom line price, Norwegian's going to be a little bit more because their best deals include all the extras: free Wi-Fi, free drinks, sometimes free dining. Their free at sea is a great promotion, but if you wouldn't use all those extras, you'll be better off on a Royal Caribbean or an MSC because they offer great bottom line base prices on the cruise itself. Also, all 3 of those cruise lines frequently offer kids sail free or 3rd and 4th passenger sail free deals, especially now and especially on Black Friday. And that's great to take advantage of if you're a family traveling with 1 or 2 kids, or even if you're 3 or 4 people just traveling together to save some money. it's a great way to get a promotion right now. Now, that doesn't mean that Carnival doesn't have great deals, because they do. They just tend not to be focused around the kids or the third and fourth passenger free. So if you're a couple traveling, you might even find a better deal on Carnival. And Princess is well known for offering the most onboard credits. So if that's something that intrigues you, you might want to look at them. And once you've discovered that awesome deal, I'm going to tell you a couple things to look for to make sure there's no red flags with it. But first, if you've gotten any good information so far, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow, and we want to get you involved in our community. Okay, there's 5 red flags to watch out for when you think you're getting a great deal on a cruise. Number 1, I had a friend once tell me that they got an offer from an agency that they'd never heard of before for a cruise that was giving them a free drink package, a free dining package, and free Wi-Fi for basically the same price that the cruise line was offering on their website for just the basic cruise. Be wary about somebody promising you some big extras added on for free that doesn't sound right or sounds too good to be true. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Number 2, if you're concerned that the price might drop after you cruise, make sure you always ask whoever you're booking if they have price drop protection. This is more important if you're booking with a third party like a travel agency or a cruise agency, because if they tell you they do and they have something in writing that shows that, you have nothing to worry about. If they don't have your back on that, you might want to try going directly with the cruise line, because I've had more success there in getting price matches. Number 3, sometimes even cruise lines will put time limits on their offers. They'll have a clock ticking up there, but honestly, it really doesn't mean a whole lot. I have found great deals, let that timer run out, checked the next day, and that deal was gone. But checked a week later, and that deal was back again, or even a better deal. So don't worry about these timers. They're just there to try to get people forced into booking. Number 4, some Black Friday and special sales exclude popular sailing dates. So if you want a particular date or a particular cruise ship, make sure that that's included in the sale being offered. Because I've had people tell me that they booked a cruise and they thought they were getting a free drink package, free Wi-Fi, free dining package, but when they put in the deposit and they got their email confirmation, it never showed any of these things as being included. And that's because they booked a cruise that was at a popular time or a popular ship, and it wasn't included in the sale. A lot of times there's fine print here. So make sure that you ask if it doesn't say when you're booking that all those extras are part of your package. You need to ask somebody. Don't just assume they are because you're booking during a Black Friday sale where all these things are being advertised. And number 5, be aware that there are fake original prices all over the place in the cruising industry. For example, if a cruise line is telling you they're giving you a 30, 40, 50% discount and they're giving you a 7-night cruise for $795 a person and it used to be $2,000 a person, was it really ever being sold at $2,000 a person? Probably not. There's always some kind of deal. In reality, you might be saving $200, $300, maybe $400 per person on a cruise during a great sale. But certainly you're not saving $1,000 or more. So when you book this cruise, be realistic about the price. If you see a price of $600 and you think, well, it said 40% off. Last month I saw this price at $700. That doesn't make sense. Well, because they're always offering some kind of deal. This deal just is a little bit better, and the discount will usually be bigger when they're offering their best sales. Black Friday sales actually start this week, And I'll be monitoring which cruise lines are offering the best deals. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you will get updates in our community feed about the best offerings. And now that you know 5 strategies for getting the most value out of your cruise vacation, there are 7 things happening right now on cruise ships that try to take money out of your wallet. I'll tell you all about those right here.